Electrocast.
There's a change happening in the way we live, the way we work, the way we spend our money and make our decisions. We are evolving to be more conscious in our actions in a way that serves the world and makes it a better place. Welcome to the Ethical Evolution. The Ethical Evolution podcast is brought to you by the Ethical Change Agency. I'm Bindi, CEO and founder, and I am honoured to bring you the stories of those who create change through paying it forward and giving back. Ethical business owners and holistic healers who are determined to create collective change in the world. Once we have a change in consciousness, and through collective change, we can become one. My next guest was recommended to me by another guest in an exercise where they pay it forward. I was excited by their mission and the impact I can see them making globally to help the planet. Their entrepreneurial background on how to build a company means their skills can be used to scale a social impact business that helps create collective change. Ignacio Carcavallo is a digital nomad and founder of Treevotion, with the key mission to plant 1 billion trees around the world in the most needed areas, building global awareness and consciousness on deforestation, driving people to help and share what they do in order to inspire to help every day. Every bracelet sold will fund the planting and follow-up of 2 trees. I've bought my bracelet and selected to plant 2 trees right here in Australia and have received my certificate. Why don't you join me and Treevotion in the forestation revolution? Welcome, Ignacio, to the Ethical Evolution. How are you?
Very well. Thank you, Bindi. Nice to meet you. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Now, you're coming to us all the way from Indonesia at the moment, so we're so grateful to have you with us. Can you tell us about your background and how Treevotion began?
Sure. I studied business administration in Argentina. I'm Argentinian, actually.
Yep.
Half Argentinian, half Italian. And, after I started a company in Argentina with my partner, Leandro. There was like the Groupon. You know the Groupon?
Yes.
This daily deals site. Well, we had the biggest competitor in Argentina, and we developed that company for 9 years. And we gained a lot of experience on how to execute a company because in almost 9 years, we employed more than 600 people in total and sold more than 3 million transactions.
Wow.
So I think that our biggest asset is understanding how to execute a company. Of course, we're still learning, but we have some experience. So after selling that business, we decided that we wanted to focus fully on this company. And this company started kind of like in the last part of this whole experience with Click on the Argentinian company. We decided to participate the general managers to handle the operations of the company so that we could have time to gain inspiration on a global project with impact, because it was a big company, but it was only in Argentina. And our dream was to make a global company and also a company based on impact. So we got to this idea of creating a social business so we could gain traction and scalability, because we have been around nonprofits and non-governmental organizations. And we have worked a lot in those, but we believe that most lack traction, scalability, and sustainability in the long term because of lack of resources. So we wanted to create something in between, the consumerism, capitalism, and the nonprofit organizations, so that we could gain scalability and traction for long term. Because after selling 3 million transactions, and we sold more than $65 million in Argentina, like with a disruptive business model. And I shared this story because it wasn't a big financial success. It was just a great experience for us to learn how to execute. So we said, hey, our biggest asset is to kind of understand how to execute it, and get traction on a big level. So why don't we do it globally and something that really helps the world? So we started doing brainstorming, and we got to this idea that we could invert the system. Instead of selling products that could help on the side, why don't we promote the cause and give a product in exchange? And there's a great difference in this whole concept. So we started doing this, what is called an MVP, and minimum viable product, like a trial, and people started picking it up, and it became a little bit viral. So we said, okay, we kind of fell in love with the company.
Yeah.
And we decided, and that's where the time that we say, okay, it's done. It's been almost 9 years with our old companies. We are ready to sell them and to dedicate our life or next decade, whatever, like all that we can give it to this company, because we are really passionate about the purpose and to scale out, to do like a different kind of business or a different kind of organization that could really help solving problems in a faster way, because we are somehow afraid on the speed that solutions are coming versus the threats that we are facing.
Yeah.
So we believe that capitalism and consumerism, even though that they have a lot of things that I could criticize or we could criticize, there's also really good stuff like the power and the traction that can gain. Like many companies in a couple of months can raise millions of dollars to execute and to like burning in online ads or in IT or in R&D. So our idea is to use those levels, that power that has the capitalist world to make a serious change and a fast change. Because once again, we're a little bit scared about the pace that some solutions are taken. So we want to see how we can help in that whole ecosystem.
Yeah, and so with what you do, with the bracelets that are made and blessed in Bali, and people can buy those online through your site, and that actually goes towards planting trees in different sites around the world. So can you tell us a bit more about your mission as far as that goes?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a set of missions, because we believe it's a very broad concept. So it's from a macro to a micro. So from the micro, we want to plant 1 billion trees around the world in the next decade.
Wow.
That's our more substantial and fact-based and tangible dream. Plant 1 billion trees around the world, because we understand that those numbers, even though it's not enough, of course, it could really make a change or help with the whole change that has been done. But going a little bit higher, one of the things that we're trying to do with this company is to hack the online marketing so that we can spread awareness. And we believe, and we all know that social media and online ads have a lot of traction. There are billions of dollars invested in those areas. But most of the things are to make people buy stuff. Like if I sell a beer, you will gonna see an online ad or a story, whatever. Buy my beer, buy my beer, buy my T-shirt, buy my pots, whatever. So we're consuming all day this kind of ads that are telling us buy our stuff. Yeah. And to be honest, is most of the stuff we don't need it. We don't actually need it. It's just luxury. So we believe that apart from planting trees, what we need from the society perspective is to change mindset. Yep. So by planting trees, by wearing a bracelet, or by watching different kind of online ads that are focused on teaching and educating people in terms of deforestation and environment, we're helping massively people to start changing their mindset. So in our case, we rather people that plant trees, but to be honest, our ads, like around the world, like there's a whole average that 95 to 98% of the ads that people see do not convert, do not sell. Yeah. They are just out there so that 1% of the people will actually buy. So we could say like 98% of the people that are watching ads are going nowhere, are just being influenced to buy shoes that they're never going to buy. So as our ads are educational, like this is the threats of the world. We're losing 25 football fields of forest size every minute in the world. And this is how you can help. We call it a global mind shift program that even by watching the ads or watching our social media, you're already thinking differently. So for us, even though we rather you buy our bracelet and take it and use it as a conversation starter and as a reminder of being mindful of our environment, you're already changing your lifestyle. So if someone, after watching the ads or even planting a tree, stops eating meat or stops using single-use plastic, or whatever you want to do, our belief is that you start the mindful process. You start the awareness, the mindful road that it's going to lead you and take you to the right place.
Yeah.
So by hopefully investing millions of dollars on online ads, and even though if we don't sell anything with those ads, we are already helping people to start changing their mindsets. So we already, in the past year, we reached around 7 million people with our ads around the world. And it's way less than 1-2% of those people actually buy something, but they still got the message. Borneo is on fire. The palm oil industry is destroying one of the biggest earth lungs in Indonesia, and we need to act. So please, be careful on how you consume palm oil. So if they buy or not, we're already helping in that mission of creating awareness and conscientization about our environment, our planet. We're just behaving better in a more ethical way. And we believe that one of our higher purposes, that it's more generic, but it's one of the things that fills our heart in our mission, is to help people help, to drive people to help more. We believe that there's an old concept that it's our dream to change in this society, that helping should be anonymous. And that's crazy for us. You know why? Because there's an old saying that if you show what you're doing for good or the way you're helping, it's considered showing off, or feeling better than others. But that could have worked in the pre-internet and pre-social media era. Nowadays, with Facebook, Instagram, and all the social networks, almost everybody's showing what they do. And most of the things are showing off, and we don't criticize that. I mean, if we all want to share that we're in a beach, we're in a birthday party, we're having a coconut water in a beach, or whatever you want to show in your social media, that we all know that 90% of the content is trivial and it's not actually educational. We're all good with that. It's we're all good on showing the beach. We don't judge and we don't criticize, and we might always do it ourselves. I mean, it's all good with that.
Yeah.
But don't take out the helping.
Yeah.
Why would you share your beer but not show the good that you're doing to the world?
Yeah.
Because social media is to influence. It doesn't matter if you have one follower, your mom, your dad, or if you're Kylie Jenner, whatever, you have trillions of followers. You are influencing your followers exactly that way. That's called social media. It's a media to give information and to influence people. So we have this theory that there's a small window when there's a natural catastrophe. And for example, let's say the Nepal earthquake. Everybody starts posting, hey, we need mattresses. I'm going to go to this warehouse. Hey, we need 2 trucks for the milk. Who can give some clothes? We're going to get to Nepal. And everybody feels super comfortable sharing that, because we get together as a tribe, like human beings, and we help each other for a greater cause. But that only is good for around a week or two, until the whole mojo of the natural catastrophe happens, and then it fades out. And then if you post that you're helping someone, or if you're donating in your charities, would be conceived you're showing off. I mean, wow, you feel you're a better person of donating money for rescuing animals. No, but it's really good to see that people are donating to rescue stray animals. And if imagine a world that in your Instagram stories, your TikTok, or even your online ads, 30 or 50% would be seeing your friends, your family, your community that influences you helping. Because we're all helping. We're
Absolutely.
all doing something.
Yeah.
The problem is that we watch our communities doing more trivial stuff. I'm generalizing, okay? I'm talking massively in the world, not our community, your community, my community. It's like a general idea of the whole planet. we see more people going to the beach and doing trivial stuff than doing actually something worth. But they're already doing it. So we believe that by showing that help, that posting that help, we could influence people to do more good, because there's a lot of space to do more good in this world. And we're 7.5 billion people to help the world and each other. There's a lot of manpower to help. So when we've been investigating why were people not doing this, because they love the concept. When we explain this, they love the concept, but then they say, yeah, I don't feel comfortable sharing what I do in my social media. So one of the greatest mission that our company has is to create tools that make people easy, help, and share what they do. So now people are sharing effortlessly our tree planting certificates or our bracelets, because it's nice. It's a tool that they feel comfortable sharing. So they say hey, it's Christmas. I just planted 10 trees for my mother. Look, it's a beautiful bracelet. So in that case, or the tree planting certificates. Hey guys, I just planted 5 trees in Borneo. You should guys do the same.
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable with it. So that's where we see that our dream is becoming true, because people, have the confidence to share what they're doing for good in their social media without feeling this prejudice of being showing off. I know that spins, because people like it. They like it more. They see it. They save it. They share it. They post it, and it goes around. And the more the people do it, the more viral it gets.
Yeah.
Then the more we consume about that, and the more traction these companies get, then there's more budget for online ads that are educational. So we see less. The ocean's pretty bad with the plastic. We should do something.
Yeah. Wow. Huge missions. Love it. What kind of impact are you making so far? With 1 billion trees being your target, what kind of impacts are you making already?
Yeah. So imagine that we started this idea 1 year ago, but we were still working on selling our old companies. So on the first 8 months, we were trying out the concept. And now I moved to Indonesia to be more present. And we sold the company 2 or 3 months ago. So with Leandro, now we are 100% in this company. So we know that we're still starting, but we're learning about a very different model. So far, we have reached online between 6 to 7 million people. We have planted 16,000 trees. But one of the reasons that I moved to Indonesia is that we're getting closer to our tree planting organizations. And we want to see what kind of a deal and what kind of a long-term deal can we make so that we can plant 5 to 10 times the trees that we're planting nowadays with the same bracelets. Because of course we need to get the numbers up. We're just starting. And we have sold in more than 60 countries. So we have people in 60 countries wearing our bracelets and talking about forestation. And we also focus on employing local artisans in Bali and in Lithuania, where it's our other amber line, with fair trade and mostly women to help empowerment. But I think that this is just starting, and at least we would like to be this project for the next decade. But if we can, of course, more, because we're absolutely in love with this project and we want to devote our lives to it, and we want to get this one of the biggest assets that we have with Leandro, and it's this execution experience, and to be able to put this in this new project and massive scale of it, scale it massively. So we know we're going to get a different way. We're already applying, and we are very close to the entrepreneurial ecosystem around the world. So we're looking for ways to speed up the planting and also to speed up the message online.
And it's that struggle, isn't it? Like you were saying, the deforestation's happening so fast, and keeping up with that, and the time it takes for a tree to grow. It's a constant cycle that you've got to try and keep ahead of, and it's almost impossible. But I think if you can expand that planting to be a lot faster, we've got a greater chance.
Absolutely. One of the things that in February, I was on a tree planting retreat in Borneo, here in one of the islands of Indonesia, that it's where the orangutan is in a risk of extinction.
Yep.
And we were fighting with the palm oil industry. I know the local organization that we work with here is beautiful. You know, the head of the organization, the whole team, what they do is heartwarming. You know, when you go there and it's like you're in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of Borneo, like nobody speaks the language and stuff. And when you see what they're doing, it's incredible. But they have mostly the same problem as most of the nonprofits around the world. They lack resources.
Yeah.
They lack sustainability, and they lack provision of resources. Because maybe will have a grant of $10,000 next week, but then they don't know for the rest of 6 months. You need a cash flow, you need a provision to understand what can you accomplish in this year, in the next 3, 5, 10 years. So what we want to do is to help. You know, we come from a business background, so we understand a little bit better the business. So we want to get this experience to see how we can create a commercial ecosystem, a sustainable ecosystem, so we can boost this organization's operations. Because if not, sometimes I feel like, you know, we were competing with the palm oil industry, and they were like doing deforestation with big trucks.
Yeah.
And like huge money putting every single day in deforestation. And sometimes it's a little bit scary, you know, like you're competing with billion-dollar industries with the deforestation. So it gets pretty scary when you're there. So one of the things that we were motivated is like, hey, you know, we have somehow the ability of maybe creating a palm oil industry. So if we have that ability, we can do the counter one. We can do the competition somehow to kind of counteract, because regulations from governments around the world we believe that are sometimes slower than what we need. And one of the main problems is that the planet is a planet. There's no countries, there's no regulations, you know? And one of the things that we learned is that, let's say that there's a very important forest in Indonesia, and then a very important forest in Brazil. But those forests are from Indonesia and from Brazil, for the way it's divided, the world's divided, you know, with regulations, currencies and countries and presidents, etc.
Yeah.
So, of course, there are worldwide organizations that try to help the world as one. There's still a property, and you know, the forest in Indonesia is from Indonesia, and that's it. You know, we can help, we can try to regulate, we can try to influence, but it's their property.
Yeah.
So it's like if we both are very neighbors, and you have a tree in your house that is a very important tree, and let's imagine that it's not protected by the government, it's your tree. It's very good for the neighborhood, but it's still your tree in the way our world is divided. So we're trying, like, one of the things that we're scared of is that the planet is a whole thing without a structure, without a division, and it has its own ecosystem. And in terms of politics, maybe a country goes a little bit further in regulations or environmental impact, but then a country goes a little bit slower, and then there's a good policy in another country, but then a good policy that got rejected in another country. So it gets kind of messy. Once again, I understand there are many organizations that try to regulate and try to unify countries around the world, but our mission is to do it with consumers, because we know that consumers have the vote in their pocket, in their hands, in their clicks, in their swipes, in their shares, in their posts. And our revolution is through people, because if we change people's behavior, we can change people's demand. You know, so sometimes we believe that it's not that it's easier, but maybe more sustainable, scalable, and massive, and maybe faster if you do it the right way. If we make people choose something different. So, for example, the whole organic foods trend is because people are demanding.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because of regulations or because of just the nature giving us more organic products. It's because people are demanding and saying, yes, it's all good. I might even pay even a little bit more, because the cheap stuff, non-organic, is not cheap.
Yeah.
It has hidden costs that nobody is paying. But once we get more mindful about the subject, we understand that we're starting to pay with our health.
Yep.
Yeah, and our mission is to change people mindsets so that they change the way they decide on the shelves, on the things they wear, on the subjects we're talking. And one of the things that I love the most is the thousands of conversations we're starting about forestation instead of where do we go on holidays.
Yeah.
It's all good to talk about holidays. Don't get me wrong. I love going to holidays. I love the beach. I love kite surfing. I'm not saying like we should not, the guilt of going to holidays. It's all good.
Yeah.
But the mix, the amount of money that we're spending on selfish things and the amount of money that we're spending on health, on helping, the ratio for me, it's not sustainable. The amount of time we spend talking about trivial stuff versus the amount of time talking about meaningful stuff, I think the ratio or the mix is not balanced. And that's why we're pushing for people to put more money in things that are needed, put more attention and put more conversations, not to deny all our things that, all the fun and the things that we like, but change the ratio.
Yeah.
We need more. Because like the world's telling us, guys, we love your spirit, but this is not enough.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole...
That's our view.
Yeah, that's the whole premise behind this podcast, is to actually have those conversations that help lead us to collective change. And, this is something we really want to get behind because, and I'm finding that the conversations we have about the planet and about looking after it are becoming the most popular. So I really think that, just by you being here is helping to make that collective change. So, yeah, power to you.
You too. Thank you so much.
Now, how do you plan to scale Treevotion so that you can make a difference against the palm oil industry? So, it's got to be pretty scary, as you said, going up against them.
Yes.
How are you going to make this even bigger?
Yeah, absolutely. So on one side, one of the biggest changes that we've done personally / professionally is that we sold a big business in Argentina to dedicate our whole lives, or as we say, at least a decade. We want to dedicate as much as we can because we have left everything behind, even my home, to dedicate our own 15 years of entrepreneurs and experience fully to this. So this is just starting. This is a road that's just starting with my partner.
Yeah.
But also we think that one of the videos that we share, one of these concepts that we want to get around is what we call hacking consumerism. Is that we believe that traction and scalability of this business model is by giving people things that they like and they feel familiar. Because we've been investigating around and we've been around donations for long. And what we've seen is that for most of people, it's not easy. It's not frequent. It's not effortless to donate. It's just, and I'm not going to judge it because it might happen to me also. It's just like observing the world. And we see that a world that is mostly based on consumerism and capitalism, giving money away for free, it's not so usual.
No.
And it's all, we're not judging. It's just an observation. So what we're thinking of is, okay, this is our reality, and we're not here to create a different political or economic party, at least for now. So how can we use these levels to make a change? And we said, okay, a capitalist world is sometimes it has some selfishness, and it's driven by products and by money, and people like products, like transactions. So why don't we give people things that they like to make to reduce the friction of helping? Because we live in people's hearts. We don't believe that we are mostly selfish or mostly egocentric, and that we're just posting stories of trivial stuff because we don't care. We believe that some trends could be somehow adjusted, like social media trends or capitalism trends. And we all get carried away, like even like cell phone use. We're all somehow a little bit addicted to cell phones, like
Yeah.
more or less. And that needs to be kind of like rebalanced. So our way to scale is, instead of asking people to help and to push help and to ask people, like that, people would feel more comfortable or maybe faster. It would reduce the friction or the time until we convince people that we need to plant trees or get this conversation going about the environment. So we're looking on how to build products that are related to the cause, but first talking about the cause.
Yeah.
Not selling products. We don't want to become a company that sells a lot of products and donates somehow at the end of the month.
Yeah.
It's all good. We love those companies. We're just not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What we sell, what we want to communicate, and why our hook is the cause.
Yep.
But the kind of hack, the way we use consumerism, is that we give you a product that you can use,
Yep.
you can ship, you can post, you can touch, you can like, you can wear, you can talk about.
Yeah.
Because we believe that it's like an easiest way or faster way to get traction and scalability massively. And that's why with this first year of starting the company, learning about the concept, selling our own businesses, we managed to, without an external investment, to sell in 60 countries.
Yeah.
We had no experience before of selling abroad. We sold 3 million transactions, but only in Argentina and in 9 years. So we believe that this is one of the ways. And one of the other ways is getting our tree numbers up. And that's why we're traveling around the world, getting partnerships with beautiful tree planting organizations, and to get long-term deals so we can help them boost their operations and plant faster. And the longer term is, we love technology and research, and we know we're going to find a faster way to help, not only by planting one tree at a time. There are drones happening that shoot seeds to the ground and plant 1,000 trees. We don't plant seeds; we plant saplings that have been taken care of 2 years. So it's like a tree this high. It has a better life expectancy. But still, we understand that getting technology to help exponentially should be one of our focus in next years to make the helping faster.
Yeah. We need some tree planting robots out there, I think.
We love it. We love the idea.
Yeah.
We love the idea. And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like 100% sure it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We just believe that we need more entrepreneurs, governments, users, communities going that way, because now we're getting robots getting organic food. But you know why? Because people were asking for organic food.
Yeah.
We've all seen these videos of MIT, of this robot that will plant your little farm in your house. It's going to crop it. It's going to do it all for you.
Yep.
But that's because people are demanding it.
Yeah.
And that's why, by creating a demand, we want to get more people into the ecosystem, because we know it's going to happen time by time.
Yeah. Oh, so exciting. So, what has been your biggest challenge in what you're trying to do, and how did you overcome it? Like, it sounds like there are so many, given all the logistics of tree planting in different sites around the world, and trying to make that happen. What did you face?
So I think that the biggest challenge, and it's one of our top concerns, is how to build trust online with an absolutely new and disruptive business model. Because 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, we weren't out there. We're still like the first company that has done this in the world. And that are selling the cause. If you show the cause, you might be a nonprofit, so you're asking for money. Or if you sell products, you're showing the products. And then you might show what you're doing on the side. It's all good. But to be kind of selling the cause with a product intersection with with a company that has no background, and a way that people don't understand if they own the tree, or how would they trust us? Like, one of the number 1 or 2 questions that we get is like, how am I gonna be sure that you guys plant the trees?
Yeah.
what we say, what we've discovered is that most of the companies say that they donate 1% or something, that but users don't go and do an audit to say like, hey, show me that 1% that you donated. Of course, there are some regulations and some companies that are audited, but most of the people buy those products are going to help because of the trust that they have with the brand or with the entrepreneurs. So we have put ourselves, Leandro and I, in service. We are here showing who we are, where we are, talking about our lives.
Yeah.
We have been integrating our community in every single step of the process. It's not that it's like a blind company that shows and sends communications to the users. We are a community. So even when we launch a new product, we ask the users, we show the process, we tell them, how would you like it? We show the background. So for example, people were telling us, yeah, you guys say that you help local artisans with fair trade. You must be exploiting children in China. So we saw that a lot and said like, okay, there's a concern in how we do this. So we came to Indonesia with a video maker, and we're shooting a documentary, and we're also posting in our social media daily, every day, 7 days a week. How are the artisans treated here? What do we call fair trade? How do we empower women? And their testimonies. So we're trying to show every single step of the process to understand that we're acting ethically. We're trying to take care of the whole ecosystem. We might have mistakes, and we recognize, and whatever we're doing that is not right, we say thank you so much for that. It's a startup. We're gonna go into that point because it's very important.
Yeah.
So I am personally, and Leandro also, we're very close to the community. We read every post, every story, every comment, every message, to feel close to the people and to see their concerns and to address them. Because the good thing is that the community that we're building is a community that wants to do good. So it's a really good background. Because like most of the things that people tell us, it's really to help. Because and even if they are angry because they're angry with the whole situation with the planet. So it's sometimes we call it like a positive anger.
Yeah.
Because it drags you to do stuff. Like, hey, this is not wrong. This is wrong. We have to do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here showing everything what we do and learning by the way and adjusting and trying to be consequent. Like acting consequently and how we say what we say, and being here every day, putting our hearts out. And we believe that the whole road is gonna get us to this transparency and to this trust. And once again, selling in 60 countries. Like the day before yesterday, we sold in Namibia. When we see these countries, like, wow, somebody in Namibia,
that's awesome.
They would love to know that just bought us our blazers and it's gonna wear the tree planting bracelet in Namibia and then in Japan and in Singapore, all around the world, without even knowing us. And we're just starting to build our brand. So I don't know, it just fills our heart with love and hope, mostly hope.
Yeah, and I can see you absolutely light up when you talk about it. And I've seen you on social media as well, and in Bali, and showing the processes of what you do. And it just makes me want to come over and plant trees with you. Really, it does.
You can start doing it with your cell phone. That's a good thing. I mean, you can do it somehow. And we also are integrating the tree planting organizations with people that actually want to volunteer. So we're doing that link, so that people can actually have the experience. Not Excellent. Many people can go over to Indonesia or the Amazon rainforest to plant, but we're building those bridges so that people that actually want to go and can go, they do. But if not, that's a good thing about the tool. You can make a change in Bali and help women, artisans, women with fair trade in Bali, and plant trees in Borneo from your cell phone with 3 clicks. So that's a lot.
That's actually a pretty good idea, You've almost got a whole new market there. You could have social conscious tourism, have people come and volunteer on their holidays with you. I think that's a great idea.
Actually, that's one of the business that the Tree Planter nonprofit that we're working with is trying to build, because we're also trying to change their mindsets, because this is our opinion. there is more scalability and more funds if you build somehow a commercial system.
Yeah.
We don't want to make them a company, a for-profit, capitalist company. Of course not. But something, it needs to be done.
Yeah.
So by creating conscious ecotourism is a way to get funds, to put on the backyard with the plant tree. With the plant.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'd do it. And, well, you get to do the holiday snaps at the same time. There you go. Put it all on social media. This is a win-win. Now, right now we're about to go into Christmas. Next week it's Christmas. And when I looked at the site and I looked at the bracelets, I was like, oh, my God, these are really great gift ideas. And they really make a difference at the same time. So you feel good, they feel good, you're doing something great for the planet, and you're helping others. How can we get this forestation revolution happening this festive season?
Well, we've had a lot of a really big increment in this. This is our first Christmas with the company, like a first official, because like last year we were just like crafting the concept, and we've seen that people are catching the concept. I mean, we personally believe that Christmas, one of the top things that we feel in Christmas is love.
Yeah.
It's one of those times in the year. There's a lot of meaning behind Christmas, but the way it connects us is with love. Love with the family, being introspective, doing good. And we, even though, we all like to get presents and, like a nice t-shirt or whatever you wanted, we've seen and we've also studied that one of the best and the easiest ways to feel love is to help someone or something.
Yeah.
It's like a great hack. Whenever you feel, you feel down or you don't feel loved or whatever, just go and help someone. The famous random act of kindness. Just go and help somebody or something. It's hard feeling with love.
Yeah.
So we believe that this tool, it's a great way to inspire people to do good. And I think that it's one of the most beautiful, not this company, whatever you want to do. Like, I mean, it's not about commercial thing. Like, I think that the best way to get this forestation and also helping revolution is to use Christmas instead of just giving nice gifts, but the gift to make people help or help people help.
Yeah.
Because we all have that ability. We all have that in our hearts. And mostly all of us are doing something, but we can do more. And it's really nice. Even selfishly, it's nice.
Yeah.
Even in an egocentric way or in a selfishness way, it's beautiful to help. So it's good from every side. So by inspiring people, and in our case, we sell this tool to inspire people to help because, it's not a present for you. It's a present for the world. It's a present for our future generations. It's a present for our oxygen. It's a present for many things. So by removing ourselves as the main, beneficiary and putting us on the side and putting the beneficiary as, the whole world and our future generations, I think it makes our heart grow. So we believe that it's a great tool to inspire people to help more and to drive our attention, our heart, our actions, our money, everything to things that matter the most. And it hasn't got to be our company. Whatever you do in this Christmas to help someone or this world, for us, it's going to be like accomplished if we can manage to inspire people to help.
Yeah. It's a win-win-win. It's a win all round.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
Everything.
Now, I got to ask you, can you define for me what being ethical means to you?
Wow, what a profound question. I believe that I come from a Buddhist background. At least the past years I have been getting close to Buddhism when I was traveling through India. And my personal opinion is that being ethical means to take care of all of our surrounding ecosystem, being mindful of everything involved, and be consequent in our actions. I think that there's a link between the concept of ethics and Buddhism in just doing good and no harming anybody else. So that's kind of the way that we're handling the company, that we're managing the company, being consequent with our actions, with the things that we say, like what I'm saying in this podcast, then I try to do it every day. You know, like it's not an interview, it's not a podcast. It's what we do. It's the way we do it.
Yeah.
And if somebody tells us this is not, I mean, you're harming someone. Hey, that's really good. Thank you so much. Let's review that. So I believe that it's taking care of the whole ecosystem. So our mission is to take care of our suppliers, our artisans in Lithuania and Bali, employing women with in Bali, we're respecting the local culture. So we bless the bracelets in a local ceremony with local priests, because bracelets and malas are considered sacred in Bali. So it's not consistent to sell a sacred product without doing a proper blessing.
Yeah.
That's very expensive. So we do it. Taking care of the trees, taking care of the future of the trees, boosting and helping the tree planting organizations, involving all the people that are helping and volunteering and also working in Trevotion, being mindful and taking care of the whole ecosystem. Trying to do good every day, however you can do. Because I believe that doing good is more of a mindset than of an action, because we might still harm in a non-decided way, but if we're mindful of not harming and doing good, you're going to do it right, no? And eventually it's going to come all together. And that's why we like this kind of tool, because we believe that inspires people to go on a mindfulness road. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like it doesn't matter, but if you still use a lot of single-use plastic, if you're on that road, my personal opinion is that it's going to keep on walking. It's going to go towards that mindfulness and ethical mindset. And you will keep on changing your life. So that's one of the recommendations I give to people when they tell me that, like we're planting trees, but I'm still brushing my teeth with a plastic, or I'm eating meat. And, it gets kind of scary, because sometimes we feel that with every step that we take, we're killing something or we're doing some harm.
Yeah.
So the way that I have a balance with that is that as long we are on a good road and we're actively working, you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's a matter of continuing that process. I mean, if it's difficult for you to not eat meat because of whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but step by step, it's going to be sustainable. Because if we go all in a rush, like we have to change 100% of our lives tomorrow, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to backfire. So by being consistent in a path, we believe that a real change and a sustainable change can be made in generations.
Yeah. I love that answer. And again, it's different for everyone I talk to, but I guess what you're saying is it's pretty much an ethical evolution.
Absolutely.
I love it. Can you tell everyone how they can get a hold of a bracelet and plant some trees around the world this Christmas?
Yeah, absolutely. So our site is trevotion.com.
Yep.
And it's a very simple process that you can either choose bracelets. We have bracelets that plant between 2 trees to 15 trees. And we also, if you don't want a product involved with the shipment, we also sell tree planting certificates, which are 100% eco-friendly and 100% online. And we send you by email your custom-made tree planting certificate to get. So you can choose from our variety of products. They're all made with mostly sustainable materials. The Bali line is blessed with local priests, and most of the materials are from nature. Like this is a rainforest. It plants 12 trees, and it's made of a jasper stone that's mostly healing as a healing stone, and whole-light crystal. And just get online or follow us at Trevotion.com. Trevotions are on Instagram, and be updated of the things that we're doing. And in our case, as we say, like our biggest dream is like to make people change their mindset and start sharing more what they do for helping. In whatever area you're helping, start posting, start sharing, because we're gonna help that trend going and start taking out this old concept of helping anonymously that we think that it's not good anymore. Like in a very exposed society, with all the technology. We are all journalists. We are like 7 billion journalists.
Yeah.
Well, let's share all the good things that we're doing, and let's start influencing more people to do more good, because the planet needs it.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, if you can't get to the shops to get a gift, whether it's a birthday, Christmas, whatever, you can just get a tree planting certificate online. Boom, done.
Yeah, very easy.
And you're helping the planet.
You don't even go to go to the shopping.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the shops. Forget it, guys. So I have to ask you this very profound question. What's the change you'd like to see in the world, and how can we bring it to life?
Even though we really want to get this billion trees planted, I think that the best way to change the mindset is to start sharing every day what we do to help. We believe that is one of our greatest and more maybe a little bit more abstract goals. But if we are all sharing and showing what we do in a good way, and even if you want to do it in a showing off way, you're still influencing people to help. We don't encourage that. We rather do it in a more humble way. But even if you want to become a better person by helping people, it's all good. You're still helping people, and you're still influencing people. This trillion followers in Instagram that are doing stuff to influence. Even if they start helping for bragging, we even want that, because it's going to get the helping wheel turning. But the good thing is about helping is that once you get into that wheel, once you start turning that wheel, it's very difficult, at least for most of people, to be helping for showing off or for bragging or for selfishness, because it absorbs you. Like when you start getting closer to people or to animals or to nature, and you start helping, that whole energy absorbs you, and you start feeling better, and your heart starts filling with love, and then you might start to do it even from a very profound place. So one of our most profound goals is that to make people massively like this helping virality. The same thing that happens in a natural catastrophe, where the whole media, social media, newspapers, and online everything is going around this earthquake or flooding. We want that for help, and we want to see a global trend of helping, and everybody showing up the help, and helping competitions, and helping products, because we believe that there's a lot to do. And once again, we are more than 7 billion people to help. We could do a way more, and it doesn't come from guilt or from prejudice, like we should be helping more, but it's also good. It's good for us. It's good for our country. It's good for our planet, for our kids. What kind of planet are we letting to our kids or to our grandchildren? There's a lot happening. So we would love to see more people helping, and more entrepreneurs building tools to make people help, or to help people help, and more governments or investors putting money in these fields, so that we can create a more sustainable ecosystem. And we love what's happening now that we are in this industry. We're getting along with the conscious entrepreneurs and sustainable business models, and we see so much happening. And even if it's kind of like a new trend, we love this trend. As you said, the tree planting robots, that's the kind of trends we want to see in technology. And it's happening because we're getting together in that way, in that road, in that path, so in that ethical evolution, as you say.
Yeah.
So.
And look, I think I'm onto something here, because everyone I talk to in this podcast absolutely lights up when they're talking about making a change in the world. And just seeing you on fire at the moment, I tell you what, it's contagious.
Thank you.
I love it. I have to thank you for joining me all the way from Bali, and I really appreciate your time and you joining us and sharing your story. And I hope everybody jumps onto treevotion.com and makes a contribution and helps around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bindi, also for getting these conversations out.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the Ethical Evolution podcast. If you're an ethical business owner, change maker, or holistic healer who's determined to make a change in the world and you need support to spread your message, visit ethicalchangeagency.com to collaborate.
Are you passionate about saving the planet for future generations? Do you want to learn how to do it? If yes, then you need to tune in to the Nature Backed podcast. It's a talk show covering the changing world around us, from renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, circular economy, to ESG and social innovation. Don't miss this opportunity to discover how you can join the movement and make a difference. Subscribe to the Nature Backed podcast today on your favorite platform and get ready to be amazed.
Welcome to the Reverie channel, where entertainment knows no bounds. Live concerts, on-demand music, documentaries, and short films, all in stunning HD. Now on Roku TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Immerse yourself from home. And on Android and iOS for those on the move. Support creators with crowdfunding donations. Fuel their creativity. Join us in shaping entertainment's future. The Reverie channel, where every view, every donation matters.
Electricast.